Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Derail Valley. Today's beverages, a nice cup of green tea. So in a previous video of Derail Valley, we were checking out the Overhauled update and going through a lot of the changes, additions and improvements that have come along with said update. And as part of that, we also did a job that took us from, I believe, the farm, which is here, past the oil well central, near the city southwest, and then down to the sawmill. So quite an interesting run, and we obviously had a discussion while we were doing all of that. And one of the things that I mentioned that has sort of garnered some interest was the mention of a new locomotive. The original locomotive is the Shunter. This has been in the game since day one. We then have the SH282, which is, as you can see, a steam locomotive, one in need of some major major overhaul by the look of it. And then finally, we now have, I believe it's called the DE6. This is a diesel locomotive, or maybe even a diesel-electric locomotive, I would assume, perhaps wrongly. And it is quite a beast. As you can see, it is around about the same length, if not longer, than the steam locomotive, if you don't include the coal and water tender on the back there. And either way, this is something that people wanted to see. And I've personally been wanting to drive it, so I thought this would be a nice little good thing to do. So we're going to check this thing out. I have not even been inside the cab yet. Just for the sake of full disclosure, as I said, I've never driven this in my life. I've never even started this in game, so I don't know anything about it really other than it exists. And secondly, I've been furnished with a save file that includes everything that you can unlock in the game, including apparently a golden shovel, because apparently people have too much money. Either way, like I said, this has got everything unlocked, so this is not my own personal save file. It's one that's been supplied by the developers for testing purposes, so we can jump into this. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that, but as I said, I want to just be completely clear on exactly how I've managed to get this, even though that in my personal save file I've only got this thing unlocked. But anyway, without any other delay, let's jump in and check this thing out. So first things first, we can see that it is quite a cramped cab when we compare it to the one over there, which already I'm seeing a bit of an issue. Yes, it's a little bit cramped when we consider we've got this sort of huge bit at the back here, followed by all of the controls. And I've just realised that you would actually drive this sitting down, wouldn't you? So that's the crouch is too low and standing is too high. So that's a mark against it already. In VR, it would be quite good because you can just sit on a chair and drive it that way, which would be pretty cool. I've not yet tried it that way, but I have played a lot more in VR since the Overhauled update, and indeed since that last video. But still, anyway, we see if we can open these windows. We can open these windows. I noticed that when you highlighted over the windows, it actually did a thing where, yeah, you can do that, so you can open the catches and stuff. We've also got a door here as well, which is apparently really loud. But we do have one there, and indeed one. What's it say? Breakers? It says breakers, I think. It does say breakers. Anyway, we can't open it apparently, so that's a bit of a shame. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the controls. So right ahead in our forward position, we have our speed in kilometers an hour naturally. We have amperage, engine temperature, and tachometer actually. So that's all decent. Below that, we have controls for cab lights. Let's see if we got any power. Yes, we do actually have some power. We can see that the cab lights have now turned on. So we got a control for the cab light, control for the headlights, a bell button. I have no idea what mechanical advantage that would give us in the game, but there you are. Apparently that is in. We have oil and fuel gauges, which are maxed out. Below that, I'm going to have to crouch here. We have a throttle, which we can see goes up in there. And, that's interesting. It seems to be notched. Okay, fair enough, that's okay. We have a throttle or wheel slip light. We have a service engine light. We have an emergency engine turn off by the look of it there as well. And then we have our reverser. So let's see. I'm guessing it'll be, yeah, backwards, neutral maybe, and then forwards. I have no idea, but we'll give that one a go. And then this is the interesting one. That says brake dynamic. Now, I already noticed that there was two brake controls here, independent and train. So we'll come back to that. On the top left here of this other big console thing, we've got... I mean, this looks like something that was sort of added in after the fact. Like, we didn't really plan where we were going to put the controls. We'll just shove them around here. I'm guessing that's not the case, but it sort of does look... from a layman's point of view, that may have happened. Anyway, we have our brake pipe and brake reservoir in bar there, and two dials that are not yet used. We have a horn. which can confirm does function. We have a light, which I have no idea what it's for. We have sander. We have the option to turn on said sand. And then we have, as I mentioned earlier, the 2 brakes. The train brakes, which controls all the air brakes across the train. And then finally the independent, which is just for the locomotive. Which means that the independent, that's the independent there. The dynamic brake then is actually an interesting one. So we've got 3 ways of braking. Now, I'm no expert in, well, anything other than messing things up. However, I'm going to assume that that would be like a regenerative, like braking type thing. So if this is a diesel electric train, that would be using, I guess regenerative braking would be the term we'd use on cars. So it would use the electric motor as a sort of flyback generator, and then the resistance of that will slow the train down, if that's even a thing. I think some trains may have like a big resistor bank or something like that, you know, converted to heat and that sort of stuff, but I have no idea if any of that is correct at all. By all means, if you know, then let us know in the comments. But let's see how we start this thing. I'm looking around and I'm not seeing a key. I'm not seeing any breakers. We did see breakers in here, and that does not open. Can confirm doesn't open, which is bad. Let's have a look in this cabin here. No, there's nothing there. There's nothing in here. I did check on this whole thing here. We have the SH282 guide, the Shunter Quick guide, but we don't have the guide as far as I could see. We also have a remote control manual, and indeed the remote control to drive the locos remotely, but we're not going to use that. Yeah, lighter, comms radio, wallet. No, I don't actually have the guide. I don't have the guide for this thing, so we're just gonna have to sort of look around ourselves. Well, we know the windows don't turn up. Let's have a quick look on the front there. I'm just checking and all around here, see if there's anything that may resemble. No, nothing around there. Okay, so this panel doesn't open. We can't go out the back there, although yes, we can walk through it. I thought that might be the case. That place doesn't go down to anywhere. Is that actually? No, I don't know what is down there. Anyway, we've got nothing back here, nothing on there, nothing under here. So we'll have a look out the back here. There's a big grill. There is. Oh, hang on. Can we open up some of these panels? It looks like that panel could be opened. So let's do that. Right, and this is inside the engine bay. That is one big lump. That is one huge bit of plant. Okay, so we have primer, engine on off. Well, prime it. Guessing need to prime the engine. How many times? No, nothing. So is it that breaker? They're really, really loud. It is. For some reason, in non-VI, in desktop mode, it doesn't. For some reason, up and down open it rather than left and right. Okay, fair enough. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we now have some power there. Okay, that's good. We will close that. There we are. And we will see if this does anything. So we'll prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right. Now we're going. Close the doors. Head inside. So, tachometer, engine RPM, engine temperature's good, amperage, nothing. Right, okay, what we'll do then, I will set the turntable, so we're going to head out that way, and then we'll get ready to take a job. So, let's do that. So, we need to just move it a little bit that way, and it may already connect up. Is that correct? No, just a little bit further. Actually, I believe you can push this as well. Let me try that. I believe you can go up to this thing and push it yourself. Yes, you can. So I'm physically pushing it just by sort of leaning like my character's body onto that. Okay, cool. So we're now in that. Let's go into here, and we need to set both. Well, we've got, where's brakes? That'll be on, I assume, or is that off? Right. pipe air. Brake pipe going down. Okay. So I'm guessing off and off. I'm going to go forward. Come on. It's a lot harder to use this. Do you just click? Can't control it. Not able to alter that reverser at all. Can control the dynamic brake. Can't touch the reverser. Do we need to make sure that these are off? No. See, throttle won't do anything. No. Throttle won't do anything because the bell on. Surely you don't need the bell on to alter that. I have no idea what happened there. Either way, one notch. Brakes off. Okay. There we are. So one notch is not good enough. 2 notches. Are those brakes definitely off? That's definitely brakes on. Okay. Dynamic brake is also off. So this is a lot heavier than the other one. So we have to be careful of that. Creeping forward. Try the dynamic. S. Yeah. The fact that that didn't stop was interesting. I don't know whether that did anything or not, or maybe it's... Well, I don't know whether you need a full thing behind it. Either way, we are now on the turntable and polluting the atmosphere. So, we will need to rotate this round. So let's do just that, and we'll make sure we... Good grief, that's got some speed on it, and that is, yeah, about right. We're lined up. So, into the cab again. We were still on forward. We got the brakes both off, and give it a couple of forward. There we go. And, as I said, it's really, really difficult to drive when you're in this mode. Is there a half crouch? Is there a half crouch? Settings... Controls, show controls, sit toggle is X, so maybe they have actually thought about this. They have thought about it. Well, credit where credit's due. I was saying, oh yeah, it's a bit of a problem at the start because you know you can't sit, but yeah, you press X and there you go. So constant surprises, good ones. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll head out of the yard completely, and then we'll reverse back in, and then whatever job we do, we want to take out that way. So if we have a look at our world map, we can see we're heading towards sort of oil well north, goods factory in town, that sort of thing. That's probably the best way forward. Also, because I've got so much stuff on me, I might have to just go and ditch it. Let me go to 0 brake there, and we'll put on the independent, and there we go. So what I'm going to do is I will stop it here. Let's we're going to open that up, although we probably should not crouch walk all the way to our destination. We are going to get out our comms radio, which is currently aimed to switch, so we'll switch that one there, and then we'll start to teleport into the middle, and we'll have a look at some of the jobs that we can get. So we're looking for jobs from the steel mill to probably oil well north or goods factory in town. So we've got steel mill, harbour and town, so we're going to put that out of our mind. Out of sight, out of mind. We don't want that one. That's to the coal mine, that's to the sawmill, that one is to the ore mine west, which will be naturally west, up the top actually. There's a shunting job, harbour and town, and good grief, harbour and town there, machine factory in town, and no, I'm looking for oil well north would be the best one. Iron ore east, that is a potential one. It does say requirements is I need the long license Mark II, which I should have because I believe everything has been unlocked. That is, where is it? The iron ore mine east, which is right up there. So that is quite a ways away. It's a bit further than I would like. Goods factory in town, which is pretty good. That's a shunting job. Load and prepare the train with steel bent plates, steel billets, and steel slabs for departure. Steel mill to the goods factory in town. Seems a bit of a waste for this loco, though, because obviously it is quite a big one, and we should be able to take a fairly big concert. Machine factory in town. Machine factory in town's over there. None of them really cut. Take it from the coal mine to the steel mill. That's actually backwards, so we don't want that one there. Definitely don't want harbour in town. Don't want that one there. None of these going in the bin. There we go. Don't want that one there. That is steel mill to the goods factory in town. So that is probably the one we're going to go for. This is steel mill to iron ore mine west, which is up there, which is, what does it recommend? Time bonus is 28 minutes. So it says it's actually a quick job. If we quick look on here, we'll go pretty much a straight run up to here. We then could go right, and oh no, we couldn't go right. Going right would take us into there. We'd have to take a left, and then a right, and then all the way around here, and then reverse it in. So that's not ideal at all. So no. So iron ore mine west is, I mean, that's miles away. It's up and round. It's across half the map. We're not going to do iron ore mine west. East is a potential one. There's another harbour in town. There's a harbour in town. There's a harbour in town. And there's a harbour in town to the steel mill. So we're left with 3 jobs that we can do, that we've shortened it to. So the machine factory in town is there. So that is, again, the wrong one. So that is a freight haul, but it's quite a good one. Time bonus 21 minutes. With a train mass of 498 tons. So that would be, if we were here, we'd have to go out that way and round. Not a bad job, but we are facing the wrong way. We could potentially drive it right through and then back into it, but I'm not too much of a fan of that. So I think we're going to do the easier one. So we're going to go with, it does say the shunting. So load and prepare the train with steel. So I don't know if we actually have to physically load the stuff onto the cars. I don't actually know, so that's also a nice thing to try. So steel mill to the goods factory and town. So let's pick this job up. So we'll validate the job. We will then pick up the job, and we'll see what the first thing is. So it is a couple of cars at the station track A4S. A4S then is not on our normal route. It is, I believe, a little bit further back. Yes, A4, which will be around here, I'm guessing. A4S is over here, so we've actually backed up a little bit too far. Let me hop over here, and it'll be one of these. It is that one there. So it says connect these up. Let me just double check the cars. So it is CFF345, which is right in front of us there, and I'll just check the end one, and that is 561. So we need a couple of cars at this place, so we'll do just that. So we'll head out, and we're going to follow the line back. So that's going into the right siding there. We'll need to do this one as well. So comms radio, that one needs to go into that location. Then this one needs to go to the left, which is correct. And then followed by this one, which needs to go to the left, which should be right anyway, because we just come out of it, so that should be set. Then that one will have to set to the correct direction, which in this case is left. And that should be correct. The difference being that I'm still going to be towing this thing backwards throughout the entire... I am going to be... It is going to be going the right order. So we're fine. Okay, so the reverser, I will do that. Independent off, and give it 3 notches, I think, and go to crouching position. And there we go. A lot meatier sounding than the shunter, as you may imagine. I imagine hauling a huge train behind this of many cars up and around a mountain would be fairly cool indeed. Speed, we're approaching 40. Good grief. Just on a notch 3. So, coming in. Probably no throttle now, and we'll course the rest of it in. I don't know if there is a procedure for coasting, or whether that's frowned upon. And this is where the size of the train is somewhat problematic. Because I can't see. I like the way the sound changes as you open the door. There we go. We've connected to this. And probably about to hit the about to hit the thing at the back there. Anyway, so we're now connected up. Well, sorry, we are now ready to connect up. So we'll do just that. That's that done. Air brake's tied in. Air brake's opened. Just going to double check one more. Make sure it's the right one. CFF 345. Yes, that's fine. Okay, couple of following cars at A3S. Huh. So it is CFF 392. This one. Okay. CFF 392. CFF 392. So we need to go forward and then back out. Okay, we can do that. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Forward. Brake pressure's fine. Good. No leaks, no alerts, no alarms, no red flashing lights of doom. So we'll have to pull out quite a way. Probably past the next signal at least. And this is where you really do need a driver and a conductor to, because you know it's a bit of a problem seeing here, and we've got no wing mirrors. Do trains have wing mirrors? Maybe. Don't know. So no brake, train brake on. Go down here. And we need to get the radio. Yeah, that's fine. Don't know why that keeps closing. Reverse. No brake. Bit of power. Bit more power. Alright. And that is set correctly, yeah. I certainly don't want to be heading in at that speed, because it doesn't have to speed up quickly, doesn't it? Right, that's okay. So slowly going towards that. Need someone calling the distance out, but we're going to hit it. There we go, we've hit it. So I'll just put the brakes on. And we will check SM A3S. A3S. Yes. Car number CFF 392. CFF 392. Okay, so we'll just get these connected. Onto there. Air brakes on. Open those up. Back underneath. And make sure we're not towing this behind us as well. No, this is not tied in. And that is closed. Okay. Load the following cars with cargo at station track A7L. So I'm going to go with 3, 4 over there somewhere. But what I'll do first is scout it out. A7L. Is it underneath there? 6I. Is this 7L? This one here. A7L. It's this one. Okay, fine. So we'll go back, get on board, brake off, reverse the reverser. Takes a while to build up the pressure. I'm just going to try and see. So you put on, you can go to fairly high throttle and it doesn't wheel slip. So it seems to have a bit more lead, but it seems to be it's not as agile. It's more of a lumbering beast. Like a train, almost. Okay. So we need to pass... That's one we need to go to. Okay, bit more throttle. By the way, I will eventually at some point probably hit that stop. Almost certainly that I'll end up whacking that one by accident. It's going to double check the mile marker, the thing as we go past. Yep, that's the one. That's what we need to go on there. And it doesn't take long to really get up a bit of speed, is it? I'm going to guesstimate that we've already passed it. Just off. Just off. Literally three more meters, maybe. And there we go. Don't need any more than that, I believe. Nope, hadn't passed it. I'm not going for time bonus on this one. Mainly because all this is new, driving this thing. So we'll double check again. Load the following cars with cargo at station/track A7L. Comms radio. That then goes to the right onto A7L. Roger that. Brake off. Reverse set to reverse. Half power. Crouch. And beverage. What's the time bonus on this? I didn't see. 14-minute time bonus. Huh. No. So, bring it right down. So we're starting to back into A7L. I'm guessing we have to be past that marker there. But we'll see. I do like the detail in here. Quite nice. Okay. So I'm going to go there. I think the control's over there somewhere. We're slowly going back. Ah, there's the controls there. Okay, that's where I'll get to. Getting some weird artifact in there. There and there. It's like a blur. Just realised I'm about to hit the thing. Nothing. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Ah, was loads off. Right, so, it says... Huh. It just says this loads, so... Ooh, it does load. So, CFF345 should be steel billets. 345, steel bent billets. Yes, that's fine. Bent plates, sorry, yes. As should be 868, steel bent plates. 375 and 361, that'll be steel billets, yes. And 61, yes. And then that's steel slabs, which CFF 392. Yeah, the pictures look about right, and it didn't give me the option to do anything else, but it's loaded. Okay. Uncouple the following cars at station/track SMB60. I'm confused then. So why is it shunting goods factory in town? Ah, for departure. Maybe eventually you do that. Okay, fair enough. B60. Well, this is the B track. So, is B60... Oh, that could be bad. B60 is this one. And it's not set. So we'll set it. Right. So let's come there, right, and then left. So that's all correct. The difference is that side, well, I don't know if it's a siding, but that thing's not empty. Well, there's only one way to find out if this works. Okay, and I want to try something. So max speed. You can see we're the tachometer's, yeah. We're doing a lot of revs. Ooh, over revving it, I think. We're going into the red. Engine temperature's going up. So I don't think you can wheel slip this just by, because I'm guessing it's not direct drive. So you can't wheel slip it like you can the shunter. Whereas that is, I'm guessing. Perhaps all wrongly. But wheel slippage still can occur on obviously inclines and depending on how big the load you're carrying is. Let's have a quick look. Should probably stand up. Use the ladders. Can't use the ladders. Unplayable. There you go. That's nice detail. Alters the sound as soon as when you do that. Oh, you can hear that even better. Nice. Right, so we're heading out of the yard again to then reverse it back in to the yard. Luckily, we should only really have to set one thing, which is this one that we're about to pass. One, two. No, I think that's alright actually. Very hard to determine exactly. Oh yeah, we've passed. That's fine. So that goes that way. Come along here. We go at the right, which is straight. Right, which is there. Then onto there. And that's where we have the problems. Because this thing goes pretty much all the way to the back. So, what are we going to do? Do we have to tie that in and push it further back? Just going to double check. SMB6. I think, is that O or is that... Don't know if that's 0 or O. Either way. That's where we have to get to. It's all set. The trainers went a little bit further than I had wanted it originally to go. It's nice though. All nestled in with the thing on the back. Very nice. Right. Inside. Reverse. No brakes. Power. Bell. Maybe that's the alarm for any of these engine temperatures or something. I don't know. Guess as good as mine. We're not moving. Alright. Going back in. At not exactly an amazingly fast speed. Apply sand, but we don't have any brake slippage, so there's no real need for that. Now, I'm a bit concerned with this manoeuvre because I can't see, and I don't have any call outs or anything else to see over there. So shouldn't hop off, because that's how unstoppable the film starts. I actually watched Unstoppable quite recently, actually, and an enjoyable film. That's actually where that's pretty much my only understanding of the inside of this thing, because it's got this similar sort of controls and such. And they use all these terms that, when I originally watched it years ago, I did not have a clue. Still don't have much of a clue, just slightly more of a clue. So, rolling back nicely. Get back on. Hop back on. But I don't want to over-reg it. So, you can see it's coming back at around about 15 kilometers an hour. You can hear it as it's going across the point there. It's going to take another right there. And then a left if we've set it correctly. Which is happening. And it's getting close to that. So a bit of braking. And we're about 2, possibly 3 car lengths away. Just set it to say 3 or 4. Slowly moving. Cars coming back. You really need to get it going, don't you? But not too much, because that's probably about to drop to 0 very quickly. We'll know when we've made contact, because that'll drop very quick. Feels like the event should have already occurred. And there we go. We made contact. So, tie the air in. And that's taking a while, but this is where we're trying to move a big train now. That's a lot of power. And these are all loaded up with rail stock, actually, by the look of it. So it's pushing, well, how many was it? 5 cars? 5 cars plus whatever we've tied in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's nearly 20 cars long. The thing's probably 1/4 of a mile long. So I'm just going to wait until we've passed the marker. Have we passed the marker? We have passed the marker. Brake on. And what's guessing that this is hanging onto the other side? No, it's not. We've just managed to get it there, but yeah, we've made the other one unusable. Right. Go to the job validator. And there it is. Elapsed time 20 minutes, bonus time 14 minutes. Let me just take that cash. Because, as you can clearly see, I needed it. The odd generic units of currency there. Alright, let's have a quick look. It was that one report. So, no time bonus. Base done. We did have a bit of car damage. Wow. 3,020 generic units of currency for car damage. Was it because I smashed into the back of that? It's possible. So flatbed empty. 1, 2, 3. 3 cars were damaged. CFF 345. 345. Well, why would 345 be damaged? 345. This one. So this one was damaged, 23.9%, followed by 868. Yes, by 4.8%, and I'm guessing this one. So I must have just reversed it a little bit too hard at one point when we went in there, or maybe when we did collide with that, this took the brunt of it. No environmental damage. I'm not too sure why, but that's what happened. But that's a shunting job that I honestly thought we'd be taking elsewhere. I was a bit confused when I said shunting job and then that one there. The question is, if I go back in here now, will there be a... Nah, I can stay where it is. Will there be another job? Freight haul. Yeah, there you go. Freight haul. Steel mill to the goods factory in town. So we've done the shunting, and now it is going to go there. So it's good to know that if we, now that we've set that up, we can then go ahead and do that job. We're not going to, but we can. Before we go, let us try, because we can. I mean, that's a nice loco. Cool. Let's try the locomotive remote. So, question is, how on earth do I use this? Pair loco. Power on. Pair loco. It's paired. Okay. Feel like Doc Brown of Back to the Future 1. So. Horn. Good. Couple and uncouple. Ah, you can remotely select the couple points. Bit of a legacy from the old system then. Is this? Ah, it says 22, so it's 22 cars long? It's possibly. Possibly is a guess. Yeah, we have the auto coupler inside the cab. No longer, you don't have that anymore. You have to physically go and tie it in, which I think is much better. But there you are. So train brake. Reduce it down to nothing. Independent brakes off. We don't have a option for the dynamic. That's reverse, neutral, forward. Ooh. So we can control it with this thing. Right. And you can control it with the buttons as well, some keyboard controls. And there it goes. Right, I think we want to go for a beverage, don't we, really? See if there's a coffee machine in here or something. Oh, there is water. Oh, it's not even connected up. So the water dispenser is not connected up. Ah, but we do have this. So we can make ourselves a fine beverage. Yeah. That's about right. It'll also take some water too. We'll store that. And we'll take this and have a nice beverage. And yeah. That's yeah, well, we're sending that. Right. Let's follow it, see how it goes. It's got some speed on it. I don't know just how fast that thing's going. But I'm going to guesstimate it's faster than what that corner's rated at. It says left. It says it can take it at 8. But I don't think that's the case. I stand corrected. It's actually very hard to keep up with it now. Here it comes. Seems to be taking it like a champ. Speed 10. Huh! Oh, that was disappointing. Okay, that's actually going a lot faster than I thought. Don't Don't know if you heard, but there was like a clink clink noise there. I think that was the train letting go. Well, it's still going. I'll give it that. I mean, this is a bit of an extreme testing initiative, I must confess. What's it like inside? Terrifying. Brake pipe pressure is no longer... there's no brake pipe pressure. Have we bust a line? I don't know. But we're making good progress. RPM's up there. Engine temperature's rising. Amperage nothing. And oh, it stopped. So what's happened? What's happened? Have we... We've obviously lost air somewhere. Ah, right. I think I know where we've lost the air. We seem to have a derailed a little bit at the back. That would account for why that was slowing down and why this was dragging it a little bit, and also why the brakes had failed. Now the question is, have we left anything back here? Quick look back says no, we haven't, but I don't know if that's the case. It's not in the drink, we're okay. So all we need to do really is re-rail that, which you can do. Comms radio. Re-rail. And there you go. You spend money to re-rail it, and then you connect it up, and then we'd be on our way. Yeah, we could do that. Not bad. Well, that was a surprise, mainly because I honestly thought that the loco, I was going to derail the whole thing. But it didn't. It shows you the speed you can get from this route. Where is it? So we went from the steel mill to here at absolutely the fastest speed that this thing can go with this load behind it. The back car did let go. I'll give it that. But I honestly thought this would go first. It's a lot more forgiving than it used to be. Either way, we didn't get a derailment. I'm assuming that's going to be a bit upsetting for some. But we did get to use the new diesel locomotive. We did a bit of shunting. We also saw the locomotive remote controller. And there we are. That's been a bit of Derail Valley and a look at this thing. And before we go, we're going to have to press it. Yep, you press it, emergency stop, turns everything off, as one would expect. And also, you can hear hissing from the brakes, I think. There's a weird noise there. What's the hissing all about? Is it just cooling down? No engine temp. I have no idea. Either way, that's been a bit of Derail Valley and a look, as I said, at the new loco. Really happy with that one. Much more. I was enthused to get it on the save file I have going, but now that I've actually tried it, very tempted to make that the next purchase, because quite frankly, it makes journeys that are more than, shunting, or more than just a little bit of a, say steel mill to goods factory or whatever. They just make them much more enjoyable. You have to constantly alter the shunter because of the overheating problem. You can really only do 40 at a steady pace and that sort of thing. So, yeah, Very decent one. Either way, hope you have enjoyed this little look at the Diesel Loco and a bit of a mess around. If you like what you see, then by all means, let us know if you want to see more. Also, let us know in the comments, and we'll go from there. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings. And what is that in the distance?